Good day everyone, I am Viann Limas from Base HM3B, and today I am going to report Chapter 17, Special Topics. So our learning objectives discuss the various special laws affecting the tourism industry, identify the situations and problems where these special laws be applied as a solution, identify some tourism establishments that implement as well as not implement these special laws. So in this chapter discusses special topics and special laws that will be useful in managing and operating a tourism related establishments. First, we have Senior Citizen Law. So Republic Act number 9257, also known as the Senior Citizen Law of 2004, was enacted to provide senior citizens. So we have discussion of the law. So senior citizen or elderly shall mean any citizen of the Philippines at 60 years old. So in addition, the Department of Tourism has issued random Circular 602, which directed all DOT accredited establishments to grant 20% discount on prices of goods, admission fees, and services to all senior citizens. Laws on Security or Anti-Terrorism Law. So Republic Act number 9372, also known as the Human Security of 2007, March 6, 2007, implements the policy state of protecting life, liberty, and property acts of terrorism. So the act of terrorism is committed by any person who commits the following acts under the revised penal code. So we have piracy in general, mutiny in high seas or Philippine waters, rebellion or insurrection, coup d'etat, murder, kidnapping and serious illegal detention, and last is crimes against destruction such as arson. Discussion of the law. So in this regard, a police officer or law enforcement official may, upon written code of the court of listen to, intercept, and record with the use of any mode type of electronic or other surveillance equipment. So any communication, message, conversation, discussion, or spoken and written words between members with or suspected for the crime of terrorism or conspiracy to commit terrorism. Cultural minorities, protected areas, wildlife, and cultural presentation. So the law, Republic Act number 8371, Indigenous People Rights Act of 1997, October 29, 1997. So the said law implements the state's recognition and promotion of all the rights of the indigenous cultural communities or indigenous peoples within the framework of the Constitution. So discussion of the law. So it is in this regard that there shall be a mechanism to enforce the realization of these rights. So taking into consideration their customs, traditions, values, beliefs, interests, and institutions, the implement measures to protect the rights to their ancestral domains. The law, Republic Act 9147, Wildlife Resources Conservation and Protection Act, so July 30, 2001. The law is implements the policy of the state to conserve the country's wildlife resources and their habitats for sustainability. So discussion of the law, the DNR shall have jurisdiction over all terrestrial, plain, and animal species, but not limited to crocodiles, water birds, and all amphibians and sea dugong. So accordingly, it shall be unlawful for any person to willfully and knowingly exploit life resources and their habitats. Law on Intellectual Property Rights. So Republic Act 8293, Intellectual Code of the Philippines. So the law is enacted to streamline administrative procedure or registering patents, trademark, and copyright to liberalize the registration on the transfer of technology and to enhance enforcement of intellectual property rights in the Philippines. Of the law. So the law on intellectual property right is important in ensuring that the rights of inventors of machines, equipment, and gadgetry. So authors published materials, composers of musical compositions, originators of ideas, concepts, models, and system, artwork, diagrams, and designs are protected. Anti-Child Abuse Law. So, Republic Act 7610, Special Protection of Children Against Child Abuse, Exploitation and Discrimination Act as amended by Republic Act 9231 in 2003. So the law. So this law implements the policy of the state to provide special protection to children from all forms of abuse and provide sanctions for their commission. So discussion of the law. So all establishments and enterprises which promote or facilitate child prostitution and other sexual abuse, so child trafficking and other acts of abuse shall immediately closed and their license to operate shall be cancelled. Anti-prostitution law. So the law. Article for purposes of this article, women who for money or profit habitually indulge in sexual intercourse or lascivious conduct are deemed prostitute. So discussion of the law. So hence, one sexual intercourse with a man for money or profit does not make a woman a prostitute. So, if there is no evidence that she indulged in sexual intercourse for money or profit, sexual intercourse is not absolutely necessary. Lascivious conduct is sufficient. So, the penalty for committing prostitution is imprisonment or a fine or both in the discretion of the court. Anti-pornography law. So, the law, Article 201, immoral doctrines, obscene publications, and exhibition, and indecent shows. So, discussion of the law. So, the word obscene means something offensive to chastity, decency, or delicacy. So, the test of obscenity is a tendency of the matter charged as obscene is to deprave or corrupt those whose minds are open to such immoral influences. We have international law on tourism. So the law, World Tourism Organization. So the World Tourism Organization is specialized agency of the United Nations and the leading international organizations in the field of tourism. So discussion of the law. The organization encourages of the Global Code of Ethics for Tourism with a view that member countries' tourist destination and business maximize the positive economic. Health tourism. So the law. Health tourism is associated with travel to health resort destinations where primary purpose is to improve the traveler's physical well-being through a regimen of physical exercise and therapy, dietary and medical services relevant to health. So discussion of the law. Medical tourism involves traveling for the purpose of availing healthcare services or treatments of illness and health problems in order to maintain one's health being. Tourism research. So the law. The growth and development industry is imperative in the context of regional and countryside development. So the passage of the Local Government Code of 1991 started the decentralization process by devolving the tourism functions or promotions and planning to the LGUs. So, a research output shall protected by the law on copyright under Republic Act 8293 known as the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. So, discussion of the law. In the case of work commissioned by a person other than an employer of the author and who pays for it, the work is made in pursuance of the commission. So, in this regard, an exclusive license for the copyright may be filed in the duplicate with the national upon payment of the prescribed fee for registration in books and records kept for the purpose. So that's all in my report about chapter 17, special topics. So I hope that you've learned something. Thank you for listening and God bless.